Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday night. It's Chit Chat Shop. I'm Chef Ben, and I'm joined by my guest Scott Rideout from True North DJ, which is right above us and over a little bit. That's correct.
It's over there.
He trimmed his toenails for this episode, so we're all very excited. Today, we're going to make scallop ceviche, which Scott asked us to make because you used to work on cruise ships and traveled around Mexico a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the first time you had ceviche.
I don't know exactly when the first time I had ceviche was, but the most memorable ceviche was at a restaurant.
No, I said the first one.
In Cozumel. Well, okay, let's call this the first one.
Okay, perfect.
And it's a restaurant called La Choza.
Okay.
So we would get off the ship, and we would go explore Cozumel, all around the island, have a couple of margaritas, and then we would pop in to this restaurant for lunch, and we would get our ceviche, and it's the best ceviche. It was shrimp ceviche, but today we're going with scallops, right?
Because I'm deathly allergic to shrimp.
Right. So, yeah, probably not the best idea.
So,
A live show.
how long were you on cruise ships?
I was on cruise ships for 10 years.
10 years, wow.
Stayed afloat for 10 years.
And you just kind of, like, was it, like, in the Caribbean or, like, well, obviously Latin America as well?
We touched everywhere. We went to spend a lot of time in the Caribbean,
Yeah.
Alaska,
Oh, wow.
Mediterranean, through the Panama Canal. We wound up over in Australia, New Zealand.
So pretty much just everywhere.
Yeah, if you could touch it with water, chances are we were there.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start the ceviche. We have scallops, we have some red onions, some citrus, so we have some orange and lime, a little avocado, some tomatoes, salt, pepper, and jalapenos. Do you know what exactly a ceviche is? Like, what makes a ceviche?
I really don't.
Okay.
But it's so tasty, I want to learn.
It is. So, for hardcore viewers, the one of you, last week we talked about escabeche with Natalie from House of Auto Details. And ceviche and escabeche have the same Latin root word. And what an escabeche is like a pickled meat.
Okay.
And so ceviche is actually a pickled fish. But it's a very quick pickle. So like it's seafood that's cured in acid very quickly.
A quick pickle.
Exactly, essentially. So we need to take some really nice scallops. We'll cut these up and we'll add some acid to it and let it sit for a minute while we get the rest of our ingredients ready.
Right.
Do you want to cut these up?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Natalie and Debbie Adams are here, by the way.
Hi guys.
Hey,
So Scott, you own True North DJ.
I do.
Tell me about that. Like you guys are mainly weddings?
So,
or?
well, I mean, True North DJs, we're a team of DJs. I'd say, yeah, our main market is definitely weddings, something that we specialize in. We also take a lot of time to help out corporate clients with their parties, Christmas parties. Summer, yeah, we have great catering friends that we work alongside of, definitely.
So when you
He's carrying a knife, so I gotta be nice.
weddings, like mainly, do you focus in the HRM or do you go all over the province or?
We'll travel throughout the province. Most of our clients are within Halifax.
Gotcha.
But we get a lot of weddings in the valley. We get a lot of weddings down on the shore. So yeah, we'll pretty much go anywhere they need a party. We'll go.
Gotcha. And where did True North DJ come from?
True North DJs started in Halifax in 2007,
Okay.
and I was sitting around trying to come up with a name, and I was tossing around all types of names, and I wound up going back through our cruise ship memorabilia, and I found a picture of myself sitting on a 12-meter sailing boat with a Labatt's Blue in my hand and a Canadian flag flying beside me. And the name of the boat that we were sailing on was called...
True
The
North.
DJ.
No, it's called True North. So it was off the coast of St. Martin. It was a 12-meter yacht that they used in the America's Cup. So I was sailing on that. And literally the owner had a box of Labatt's Blue, and he had a Canadian flag flying off the back of the ship on a hockey stick.
Very cool.
So I was looking at that, and it started to ring through that True North DJ services would probably be a fitting name.
Yeah.
And what got you into DJing?
Again, working on cruise ships, I used to...
So you didn't start on the cruise ships as a DJ?
No, I didn't. I was part of the entertainment staff.
Like doing sound and...
Doing everything from stretch classes in the early morning to calling bingo.
I was going to mention, you look like you stretch a lot.
Yeah, I used to call bingo. Can we go away from that topic?
So you were calling bingo, they liked how you did it,
Well,
and then they switched over to DJing?
maybe they didn't like it, so they made me DJ. No, so part of the staff with the entertainment team was the DJ. So at night when we were hosting late night events like 50s and 60s rock and roll night or 70s disco night or other themed events, we'd have to work on the soundtrack for it. So I would always get together with the DJ and we would work out what music we were going to play when we were teaching dances or getting people active and participating in the evening. So that really sort of got me working with music choice, choosing songs, and getting people active and involved.
And was music something that was always important to you?
I don't know if it was necessarily important, but I've always enjoyed it. My family's very musical. My brother he's a music producer in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
My dad loves to go out to the jams and play his guitar and fiddle and everything. I grew up in a music family.
Where are you from?
Originally Fredericton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Patty's also from New Brunswick.
We get Jason here from Michigan.
Just got that.
Oh, hi, Jason.
Cool.
Some Snapchat, really good guy.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. All right, so you were on the cruise ships for 10 years.
Yep.
When did you started True North in 2007?
2007 when we moved to Halifax. And I was working in some jobs around the city, and eventually I just kind of had to make the break and do something on myself and not rely on somebody else. So the entrepreneurial spirit kicked in. I put together a contemporary music product.
And then, that is something, you guys specialize in kind of more modern music as like a DJ service, right? That's kind of what you're known for, as opposed to the chicken dance and stuff like that.
It depends on the client.
Gotcha.
We don't come to, let's take a wedding for example. If we're going to a wedding, we feel as though there are millions of other songs out there that are going to make your party jump. So you don't have to rely on the chicken dance, the Macarena, the YMCA, Who Let the Dogs Out.
Those are the only 4 songs I know.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I know.
Natalie did say she wants a dance off by the end of the show. Natalie said. So Macarena.
Sure.
Dance off?
I can only do it like Dr. Evil, though. I have to go the ticka ticka ticka.
We'll see. We'll get a maybe for Maria.
So,
James, one or two.
hey, James.
So if it's a wedding, our attitude is that we want to provide the guests with a lot of comfort. So let's take older guests, for example. The last thing they want to hear when we start playing our music is rap, hip-hop, right off the start. We need to make them feel comfortable. So we'll start with some older classics, and then as the evening goes on and progresses, then we get more contemporary, get into some stuff, and before you know it, you've got Grandma bouncing around to Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G.
So it's really about feeling the room and figuring out where things are going and
Pretty much,
kind
yeah.
of mapping it out.
Yeah, there's a certain formula, but yeah, we like to take it, get a little edgier as the night goes on.
Gotcha. And is it always pre-planned, or do you kind of map it out as you go?
Map it as we go. No 2 rooms are the same, so you have to be flexible. You have to know your music, and you have to, you got to watch the crowd. Make sure that you're following them as the night goes.
We got Jason in Michigan who says, DJ straight up Canadian nice. I think I know what that means. He also said he has a mobile DJ service and is a restaurant. So
Cool.
Right up his alley.
So he's understanding everything I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Great.
Especially Macarena.
No.
Macarena.
It's funny, there's nothing wrong with those songs, and I say that we don't play them, but at the same time, I've had clients come up to me and say, you have to play the YMCA, and I'll simply ask why. There's nothing wrong with the song. It gets overplayed in a lot of areas, and people have heard it so much they don't necessarily want it at their event. But I've had clients say to me, my uncle at our family summer barbecues always, does something silly to the YMCA. No problem. Absolutely. Same with the chicken dance. We got all kinds of kids that do the chicken dance. So.
Is there a most common do not play song that you get from brides and grooms? Absolutely do not play this song no matter what anybody says?
There's a couple of artists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a couple of artists. So when we do the music planning with brides and grooms, or even with corporate clients, we give them a sheet that helps them plan their music. And then on one side we have our please plays, and on the other side we have our do not plays. So a lot of times in the do not play section, the artists that pop up the most, and again, if people ask me to play them, I will, would be Nickelback.
Yeah, obviously.
And Celine Dion.
As do not plays.
Yeah, as in the do not play area.
Both Canadians.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I wouldn't typically reach for them, you know, to take my party from here to here. In any case, so they don't.
You don't find that photograph jumps the party up and down?
I don't. I have nothing against any artist. Can we close out with Rockstar?
Exactly.
This smells delicious, by the way. Anybody
Okay.
that's watching me do absolutely nothing except talk, this
That's
smells
all right,
good.
So all I've done here is we have the scallops cut up, and I've just zested a lime and part of an orange in there. And now I'm going to roll my lime to loosen all the little cells and stuff in there.
What trick is that?
So it just breaks everything up. You could also microwave it for 10 seconds, but this is a lot easier.
Yeah.
So you just roll it around, and then normally people will cut like straight down the middle.
Yeah.
But if you take it and cut just like in a third, you get way more juice out of it. It's magic. They've already seen this.
I know it.
This
I
is
know
like
it.
old tricks for me, but
You do this every week, right?
pretty much. It's just I have like 4 things that impresses the guest and nobody else.
I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks,
I'm
man.
always impressed.
So we're just going to put the juice in here, and what this is going to do is slowly, kind of lightly cure the fish so that it's not completely raw.
I'm still blown away by the cutting technique with the lime.
Yeah, it works. Well, so when you cut like through the equator
Yeah.
and you try and juice it, you're fighting with the natural structure of the fruit. When you do this, you're working with the natural structure. Yeah.
That's cool.
So we're going to put the juice of half an orange in there. We got
I'm
the
so
juice
glad I
of
came
lime.
on. I learned so far one thing.
Your neighbor Patricia said hello.
Oh, hi, Trish.
We're
Hey,
gonna
neighbor.
a little salt and a little pepper, and the salt's going to help cure that as well. And give it a
Great.
stir, and you'll see it. So it looks like a pink scallop right now, but as it sits, it'll turn white
Yeah.
and kind of it'll look cured. So you were on the cruise ships for 10 years. Were you married because you're married now?
I am married.
Were you married while you were on the ships?
No.
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 What was the worst part and the best part about being on the cruise ships?
The worst part about going on the ships.
How are you with spice?
Oh, great.
Okay.
So I answered that maybe a little too quickly.
No, it's good.
He says, "How you with spice?" It's great. Oh, wait.
Okay, so yeah, best part and
So
worst
put all
part.
the seeds in.
My
and
eyes
put
are
all
watering.
the seeds
Standing
in.
next to him. I'd say that.
Well,
when I
that's a
s-
spicy jalapeno. I can smell
Was
that.
I can smell it. My eyes are watering already.
You said great. Great.
Renee's in town.
Gotta learn to think.
Hey Renee.
Think before I speak.
So yeah, best part, worst part.
It wasn't the worst part, but it was definitely a sacrifice. When we started on ships, well, when I started on cruise ships, the internet hadn't yet really taken off. So I lost a lot of my connections from land. Right? Because we would go away for 6 months at a time and travel and cruise all over the place and then come back, and everybody had, moved on and gone somewhere else in 6 months. So you get off the ship and you'd have, limited contact with people. And the phone numbers would change, and there were no email addresses or smartphones. So,
What year did you get off the ships? 1972.
yeah. Yeah.
Benjamin, don't show your youth. Don't show it.
I'm very young, everybody.
Oh yeah. Very, very,
The camera doesn't show his wrinkles.
I'm actually like 72 years old. What was the best part about being on the ships?
Meet my wife.
Oh, that's where you met her.
Yep.
Nice.
So she's South African, and
Oh, okay.
we met in Alaska.
It's a very interesting place to meet a South African woman.
And when people don't know that we worked on cruise ships, and we tell them that, it blows their mind. How did a guy from Fredericton meet a girl from South Africa in Alaska? So let me just explain.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, so we lived in South Africa for
Oh,
a
that's
year,
really cool.
and we lived in Vancouver for a year, and then we settled on Halifax.
What was your favorite part about South Africa?
There's lots.
Besides the barbecues.
The braais.
Yeah, the braais. I have a friend who's South African, and
Yeah.
he did a braai with us last year. It was really cool.
It's an exciting country. It has a little bit of everything. It's just exciting. At any moment, something can happen.
Like a tiger could attack you, or a lion, or there could be a zebra just walking through town.
It could. We went to Zimbabwe, and we were sitting in a bus. We had to wait for about 45 minutes before the elephant moved.
I used to live up north, and it was the same. Like you'd be driving, and there'd just be a herd of bison
Yeah.
on the road. And you just like, there's nothing you're doing
What are you
when
gonna
there's a
do?
herd of bison on the road. You're just waiting.
Tourists are the funniest because they want you to do something right now. It's an elephant.
You don't want
you
to
gonna do?
piss off an elephant. You really don't.
Jackie Collins says, "Hey Scott,
Hey Jackie, Jumpins, how are you?
Okay, Scott. So as a DJ who does a lot of weddings, a lot of corporate events, you must hear the same music over and over and over, right?
I
Is
do.
there anything, any song that you're just like, I never want to hear this song again. I'm so tired of playing this song.
No.
Really?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I don't
No,
believe
and
you.
I'll tell you why. It's because it's not what I want. It's what the people in front of me want. So while I have a formula and I have a basic approach to the music, and so does like our whole team has bought into this, and it's what's given us a lot of success in the city. Is that you can't have an attitude about certain songs. It's what these people react to that are in
That's
front
fair.
of you. So while there's songs that I may not like, if it's going to help the party, you better believe I'm putting it on.
That's fair. It's similar with food too. Like there's dishes that I may not want to cook, but
Yeah.
if the client wants it, it's what the client wants.
Sure.
Can you play Hanging Top by Newton on the Block for me if it really came down to it?
Totally. Not enough people ask for that.
Jason says it's about the crowd. He agrees. He says exactly what you said.
Yeah, it's a hard thing for people to maybe understand that aren't standing behind the decks. But in my experience, the most important tool that I have, or the most important resource that I have, is actually my eyes. Because if I'm not watching, a reaction to, I've had heave away, okay, clear the dance floor. Where 99% of the time, people flock when you play heave away, right? They're all stomping their feet and clapping their hands. And if it clears the floor, you got to get out of it. You got to change the song. So if you're not watching, and you put something on that works 99% of the time, but tonight is that 1%, you got to know what to do.
And like you said before, it's about reading the room and knowing what's going on.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. There's the reverse of that is there's songs that I love playing every night.
Like what?
September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love that song, and I play it practically every night.
I am not familiar with that song.
Debbie loves your questions. She says you should be a journalist. Like your questions are.
Oh,
really
thank
good.
you, Debbie.
And she says you're handsome and not as old as you. I just added that.
Thank you, Adam.
Jeez, it's a good thing Adam's here, eh?
So we have our scallops with our citrus juice, and you can see like it's starting to change color a little bit.
Yep.
They can't see it, but we can. We have two very spicy smelling jalapenos in there. You said you like it spicy.
Love it.
We have some cherry tomatoes I diced. We have some red onion that I just minced. What else is in there? The zest of the citrus. We're going to throw some cilantro in there.
Yes.
And we're going to throw some pineapple. So
Yeah. What's the pineapple for?
So we're going to put some pineapple in here. I find, so first of all, pineapple is incredibly acidic, so it will actually help cure the scallops as well.
Yeah.
But it also, I like the sweetness balanced with that spice and the richness from the scallops. It kind of cuts through. I like it. And this is my show, so it's about me, not you.
I totally agree.
Unlike exactly what you just said. So
Wait,
it's
what? I said that?
yeah. It's funny that you chose this dish because this actually, and that you got it from Mexico, because this dish actually originates in Peru,
Huh.
and it kind of migrated to Mexico around the same time it migrated to the States in like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
What else can you tell us about the origins of ceviche?
I can tell you a lot about the origins of ceviche. So there's actually a fossil record of it about 2,000 years back in Peru of a dish that's very similar to it.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's not quite the same.
He's historical chef.
I love food
Don't
history.
test on
I
history.
love it.
You will
Love it.
survive.
Like we had a guest on here who mentioned like this really obscure dish that they have only in Newfoundland, and it's actually like an old Victorian era dish.
Yeah.
Where it's called peas pudding, where they put like split peas in a sock and cook them, and then like you get like this pea cake. Yeah, there's a history book.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now I'm all distracted. I'm all interested in food history.
Yeah. But I think it's really fascinating. I had no idea the origin of ceviche.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Ted says Jason's here, yeah, and Renee says he's showing off.
Yes.
I am showing it.
But But Adam just slipped in, but not very well, because it's out of the frame shot at it.
I know,
What
but
the
I
hell?
didn't want
Like,
to.
what are you doing?
I didn't want to like take over. So
Approve here.
Yeah. Yeah, you should do something, Scott, because you're obviously not doing anything
It's the
else.
first-
For God's sakes. Oh yeah, give me the glare. So this is a really cool cookbook. It's Nova Scotian Cookery, then and now, and it was Ben worked on it. I think you've got what, 5 or 6 recipes?
6, I think.
Yeah.
It's me and 25 other chefs from
Yeah.
the city, or from the
And-
province.
And they took historical recipes and they reinvented them a little bit, or they kept them authentic, but I think most of them reinvented them.
Yeah, so we were tasked with kind of
Super
modernizing
cool.
them.
You go ahead. You speak. You speak now. Speak now, Chef Ben.
Thank you, Patty.
So growing up in Fredericton, what kind of stuff did you eat? Or was like food important to you? You grew up, what, the 80s probably?
Yeah, I was
So-
born in '74.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I grew up from then.
So,
your question.
yeah.
Jason.
Wait, is Jason asking questions?
He didn't ask a question.
Because we get off topic.
No, because he's connected. DJ restaurant, like he's
Cool.
connected. So he
Yep.
says, how tall are you?
5'4" and 3/4.
Is it because I look really tall?
Jack Kavanaugh said 4'2".
That's my father-in-law.
He's obviously mistyping. He missed the 5 and hit the 4.
Ted says the glare does not work on Patty Scott. Glare.
Oh, what? I wasn't glaring.
You were glaring.
I didn't.
We have it on tape.
Come on.
Okay, so growing up in Fredericton, is your family French?
No.
No English?
Nope.
So yeah, what kind of stuff would you eat growing up? Just like regular.
Whatever my mom and dad cooked and put on a plate, I would eat it.
So it
Because
wasn't
that's
like.
the kind of child I was.
Gotcha. So it wasn't like food wasn't like an important part of your upbringing, really.
Well, it was
Was your
'cause-
mom a
it
good
was because
cook?
I had to eat.
Yeah.
Craft dinner, right? Macaroni and cheese.
I love craft. I used to love craft dinner when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I don't love it anymore.
Me neither.
All right, so I just put some pineapple in there,
Nice.
and we're gonna put some avocado in, and then that's the dish.
And then do we get to eat it?
Yes, we definitely do.
That's a good part.
Avocado. This is like one of my favorite stories to tell. So it's actually like one of the most dangerous fruit in the world because people are really stupid about it.
Why?
Because they hold it in their hand and they put their knife in, and they'll turn the knife around.
Okay.
And then sometimes, if the avocado is really ripe, the knife will go right through the
Right.
pit, right?
And get your hand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So keep the avocado on the board. And actually, this is a like real statistic. There's like emergency rooms in Canada are full with at least 6 to 7 people a week with avocado injuries. Avocado on the
It's like
board.
the most bizarre statistic I think I've heard in a long time.
See, like that, it just like fell apart. So that would have gone right in my hand.
Perfectly right.
I'd pick them. I know how to pick them.
Oh my gosh. Jason says craft dinner, bare naked ladies reference.
Yeah. If I had $1 million. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's from the States, right?
He's from Michigan.
Good-
Yeah, so it's just a
good pickup.
Canadian thing. It's not really a bare naked ladies
But they-
reference.
But I know, it's true. So they have it there as macaroni and cheese, right? And here's called craft dinner,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think they
KD
call
in the
it.
States?
Macaroni and cheese.
It's not the
No, I think
same.
That's what it's called in the States, and here we just call it craft dinner.
They don't call it KD in the States?
I don't think so. Maybe they do
Jason, help us out.
make avocado safe, you said.
Yes. Hashtag make avocado safe. Well, you know, it's funny because I've told this story in cooking classes, and then there was a woman standing over here. I stand here during the classes, and I look over after I told the story, and she has the knife
Sure
like
enough, she's
this,
doing this, right?
and she's digging it into the pit. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to cut your hand off.
Okay, so wait, but that pit just fell right out. What's the correct way to get the pit out?
So if the pit is stuck in there, use a towel.
Yeah.
Use the back of your knife and kind of push it in.
Okay.
And then turn it. And then when
So
the
you,
pit...
so you shouldn't take the knife and go, whack!
No, you should not do that. And then when the pit is
I'm gonna
stuck...
stop doing it that way. then.
When the pit is stuck to your knife, with a towel, pull it off.
Okay.
That's the
Safety
safest.
first.
It's very important. Well, because
And
people...
I see Scott doing nothing. Nothing.
I put out the display.
Come on, Vanna. At least hold up the book. Just hold this
I
way.
He's gonna eat, it's okay.
In a minute, I'm going to devour this stuff.
So, let's talk about your team. You said like that they're really important to you when we were off camera.
What? I'll say it now.
That's
'Cause
what
we're on
I'm
camera.
getting to. I was hoping you would say that.
We have an awesome team.
And you have about 8 full-time?
Yeah, we run with about 8 DJs.
And you guys do lighting and stuff too, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of a lot of ambient lighting for special events. So I always say to people, imagine a play in the theater without any lighting. Right? Just a stark room with the lights on or even half down.
It would look a lot like this.
Yeah. So we do ambient lighting for events. It's great to change a room. And then it also enhances the dance once we get into the dance.
Scott, I don't like the lighting. That's pretty spicy.
Oh, did you try it already?
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta check. You gotta taste the seasoning.
I wasn't even watching.
So you didn't talk about your guys though. What are they like? What are their names? All
The guy. Well, I'm not going to name them all because there's a whole bunch of them, and they kind of.
He's the president. He doesn't know all their names.
No, well, we have guys that are on our team that aren't spinning with us anymore.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to mention everybody and miss some of the guys.
Gotcha.
So.
I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, Scott.
Well, it's okay. Posing for.
Ted says he's also could be beats.
A close-up.
Like BEETS.
I thought about beats.
Yeah.
I did. I couldn't.
Thought about it?
Yeah, that's as far as I got. So anyway, our team, we've won awards in Halifax for our approach to music.
You keep
planning.
bringing up these awards. Let's
This
talk
is the
about
first
them.
time I brought up an award.
Okay, on camera. When he got in here, he said awards about 15 times. First guest to walk off screen.
Not with the award.
Hey, there you go.
So you won
That's 2 awards.
Coast Award?
Yeah, the most notable one, I guess, around Halifax is the Coast Award. We've won that, the gold 4 years running.
That's a
So-
pretty big.
So yeah, we're proud of that.
Not
Definitely.
to brag, we've also won gold.
Yes.
Hand in hand.
That looks really impressive.
Well, thank you. And then we have charas, the real Mexican flavor. So these are like a tostada, so it's like a big tortilla chip essentially.
So quick question. Yeah, that's other scallops and coats.
So ceviche is technically raw, but the acid in it from the pineapple and the citrus and the chilies even, and from the salt in there as well, will help cure it. So it's not cooked, but it is cured very lightly. So it's almost like, actually the tartare would be more raw than this. So it's more cooked than the tartare, if that helps you at all. It probably doesn't. I don't know. So we'll give you a little bit of lime. And again, so if you're doing lime, cut them like this, as opposed to just in wedges,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to squeeze way more out of it.
Okay.
There you go. Bon appetit.
I got lots of info about limes tonight. Thanks, Chef Ben.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming.
Delicious.
Anything else you want to shoot out into the world before we go in 4 minutes?
Anybody who has questions, who would like to know more about hiring a DJ for any event, weddings, corporate events, we also offer our uplighting services for ambient lighting and our photo booths, which we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay.
No. We got plenty of time.
We got some time?
We should talk about the photo booths
Oh,
actually,
then-
because
Sure.
we're gonna have one here
Yep.
next week for our Chit Chat Chow Christmas special.
Yep.
So I don't even really entirely know what this is, so I'm excited to hear about it.
So it's not like the photo booth that you have at the shopping center.
Where you put like $1,000 and it gives you 3 photos.
Right, and they're all crooked and,
Yeah.
and nasty looking. It's modern, so it looks like a R2D2. It stands up. It's all professional
It looks
components.
like an R2D2.
Well, not.
Scott, you're breaking my heart.
It's got a touch screen on the front, so you come into the photo booth, you press the screen, and it counts down, and it takes a couple of pictures. We've got props for people to use. It takes about 10 seconds, and then it prints the photo right out.
What kind of props?
Everything from emojis to wedding-related stuff, if it's a wedding, obviously. This time of year, we have our holiday props, which have hats and ears and scarves and all kinds of great stuff.
Very cool.
So it's a lot of fun.
So people can like order the lights in the photo booth without the DJ service, or they can order the DJ service without the lights in the photo booth, so it can come as individuals or as a package.
Completely.
Very
If they just
cool.
need a DJ, no problem. We got that covered. We can bundle the services, so you get your DJ, your ambient lighting, and your photo booth. We can do one. We can do all three. We can pair them.
Very cool.
Chop and change, mix and match.
And so it's True North DJ Services.
Correct.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all
Yep.
that. What are your
Yep,
handles?
all the handles are True North DJs. And again, love to hear from people. any questions about what we do or to help out with an upcoming event.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. All right, you can start eating that. I got some stuff to talk about real quick.
I'm digging
So, we have our Christmas special next week. It's going to be pretty big. We have some live music. We have some mother-daughter cooking. We have all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it is our season finale of season 1.
There's a photo booth.
There's going to be a photo booth. Thank you, Scott. I forgot about that. We were just talking about it. Thanks,
Cubers
Scott.
are hot.
I told you. I love it. I love spice, is what he said. So, yeah,
that's great.
tune in next week.
Really
It
good.
is our season finale. We will be off after that until after Christmas. Can I say the name?
Yes.
We have Dave Carroll here. He's going to be over in the corner. We're going to have past guests. We're going to have staff. We're going to have friends and family. It's going
We're
to be
gonna
a lot
have
of fun.
super yummy cocktails.
We're going to have super yummy cocktails. It's going to be a really great show.
And for someone who's not from Canada, from here, wouldn't know
Yeah.
who he is, United Breaks Guitars.
Yeah,
Search
so
YouTube, right?
go on YouTube, look up United Breaks Guitars. That's Dave Carroll. He'll be live in here with us next week. What else? We got our kids cooking classes, which is actually sold out.
On
Sorry.
Sunday. Sorry.
It was a lot. It's a big deal. It's a lot of fun. We have Christmas with a Twist coming up next Friday.
Next Friday.
Cooking class. It's
And
gonna be a
we're
lot of fun.
selling tons of gift certificates for Christmas.
Tons of
for
gift
cooking
certificates,
classes. So if
cooking
you're looking for an
classes.
awesome, unique gift, that'd be awesome.
This
And we
guy.
have cool gift certificates, just newly designed. And
We
they're
have
beautiful.
gift baskets. We have turkey dinners coming up. We got all kinds of stuff in the shop. We got
Award-winning.
Chip, our weird elf, walking around.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. Scott, thank you so much for coming in. I hope I didn't torture you
Thank
too
you for
much.
having me.
So, Scott, we always end the show in the same way.
Macarena.
Oh, okay. We can do it while we're doing Chit Chat Chop.
See you later, everybody.
So, the name of the show is Chit Chat Chop, and we always end it with myself and the guests simultaneously saying Chit Chat Chop 5 times fast. Because in the beginning, I couldn't say it 1 time slow. But we are on a serious roll. We have said it more times than we have not said it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So Adam will count us in. We'll do Chit Chat Chop
So
5 times fast.
how fast is fast?
Chit chat chop, chit chat chop.
We can go fast. We can go real fast if you
How
want.
fast you want to go?
Right, let's try it.
Turn up the tempo a bit on the boards. You ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can count down. Let's go 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
3, 2, 1.
Chit Chat Chop, 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 Chit Chat Chop.
Oh! Wah, wah.